My name is Roberto Boschiroli. I've been with email marketing for about 4 years now, and I've been in the online advertising industry for about 5 years. Just to give you a bit of a background about myself, I started as a junior pay-per-click manager in email marketing about 4 years ago. I was managing pay-per-click campaigns for clients. After a year, I moved to the ad hoc department. I grew the department of about 132 to 132% year on year, and now I'm the director of search marketing, so I look after the pay-per-click side, comparison shopping side, and affiliate marketing side of the business. Our company deals with small to medium enterprises as well as large organizations, so we deal with incubation industry, equal university, companies big league, MTV, so forth and so on. So let's jump to the more exciting stuff. I'll skip the boring stuff. Now, has anyone heard of pay-per-click advertising before? Yeah? Cool. Does anyone run a pay-per-click campaign themselves at the moment? No? Okay. So what I thought of was just uploading a video that goes through what pay-per-click advertising is and give you a bit of a background as to, for the people that don't really know what it is, as to how it works in a basic form.
Getting your business to appear on Google is easier than you might think. The first step is learning how Google works. When you use Google, you start by entering a search query, and you're quickly taken to your results page for that query. On the left-hand side of this page are the natural search results, based on a complex automated analysis of how relevant the linked sites are likely to be to your search query. You can't directly influence these results. However, there are also text blocks whose contents you can influence. These sponsored links appear on the right-hand side of your search results page, and on some occasions they also appear on the top. When a Google user does a search that is related to your business, you can make sure that a link to your business appears along with their results for that search. And you can choose when and where that ad for your business appears. And getting started is much easier than you might imagine. First, you need to define the potential customers that you would like to see your ad. You can select their language and location by countries, regions, or cities. If you are a business based in Leeds, for example, you can choose to show your ad only to people based in Yorkshire. Or, if your service is not location specific, your ad can appear to people across the UK. Secondly, write the ad itself as an introduction to your business. The structure of the ad consists of a title, followed by a couple of lines describing your products or services, and finally, your website address. Third, choose which words, when typed into the Google search box, you want to trigger your ad to appear. These are called keywords, and you should choose the words that you imagine your customers would use to find your type of service or business. If you're a florist, for instance, you might want to start your keyword list with flower delivery. The more precise your keywords, the more likely you are to reach people looking for exactly what your business offers. Finally, choose the maximum you want to pay for each click on your ad and the total budget you want to spend each day. One of the best aspects of AdWords is that when someone searches on one of your chosen keywords and your ad appears on Google, you aren't charged anything. You only pay for your ad when someone clicks on the link through to your website. You're in complete control of every financial aspect of your campaign. How high up the list your sponsored link appears is partly determined by how much you decide you want to pay for each click. However, it is also determined by how relevant your ad is to the search query. Therefore, the more targeted your ad and list of keywords, the less money you will need to spend to ensure your ad appears. Using Google AdWords, you will be advertising your business, but it's nothing like traditional advertising. AdWords is unlike traditional advertising because you choose exactly where and when you want your ads to appear. So only people that are actually searching for what you offer will see them, and you only pay for your ads placement when people actually click on them. You can make changes to your ads whenever you wish, and turn your campaigns on and off at your discretion. And since the price you pay is based on an auction, you may start receiving visitors to your website for only a few pence per click. Finally, there is no minimum spend, and you have complete control of your investment. You know how much you have paid for your visitors at all times, and you can change your daily budget as you wish. So appearing on Google is within the reach of anyone. Are you ready to be found on Google? Go to adwords.google.co.uk and create an account today.
this is the web address for Google UK, but same would be for Australia. It's adwords.google.com. Now, the pay-per-click advertising industry and the strategies that can be applied within SEM and pay-per-click advertising are quite broad. So I thought today, due to time allocated to myself, I would share with you a couple of tools that are very, very important when it comes to understanding how to develop an effective pay-per-click campaign. Now, pay-per-click advertising can be utilized in a variety of industries. The main idea is that a lot of people are now moving online to do research, to search for product, to search for information. So the market is not utilizing as much offline marketing tools as newspaper, television, magazines, for example. In a paper form, they're now moving online. All those offline advertising mediums now have an online version. So the consumer, whatever industry they're researching in, they will be online. They're not offline anymore. They're moving towards the online area more and more. This is just a couple of just a slide that shows how many people were researching online in 2011. 2.2 billion people were researching online during that year. And in Australia, about 24 million. Now, that specific data includes people that may have different devices. So myself, for example, I've been counted like, I think, 3 people because I have an internet connection at work, an internet connection on my mobile phone, and an internet connection at home. So if you ask yourself why that is higher than the actual Australian population, that's fine. Now, as I mentioned before, I'd like to share with you a couple of tools. One is the Google AdWords keyword tool. Has anyone ever heard of it? Yeah? Okay, there's a couple of them behind there. The Google AdWords keyword tool is a free tool that anyone can access. Just go in google.com.au, type Google AdWords keyword tool, and it's a free tool that will help you coming up with a list of keywords that help you identifying your target market. So what are the benefits of utilizing the Google keyword tool? Well, first of all, it gives you information about what keywords your target market searches for in Google. So if you want to attract people that are interested in your product or in your services or in the information that you're writing about, for example, at a university level, you can utilize a keyword tool to understand what my target market goes in Google to search for and how I can attract that target market from where they are to my site, for example, or how they can become interested in the information that I'd like to share with them. The other benefit is that it gives you an understanding of what keywords you should target in your campaign to actually get in contact with your target market, and therefore understanding what information you should provide to your target market according to what your target market is interested in. And the other tool is Google Insights for Search. Anyone ever heard of it? Yeah, you did? Awesome. This is a great tool. It has been around for a while. Google Insights for Search is the new version of Google Trends. Google Trends was developed about, at least I'd say 6-7 years ago, and after a couple of years they released Google Insights. So what Google Insights does is it allows you to get information about when is your target market specifically looking for information within the year. Are they looking more within the summer season, within the winter season? Do searches spike within January, February, and March and go down in say, September, October, November? So it allows you to get information as to when people interested in your product and information are actually in Google searching for throughout the year. There's no point obviously spending money in advertising to people in a period that they're not really there to look for the information that you're advertising on. And the other one is, it also shares with you information as to where your target market lives, where in Australia. Are they in Tasmania, are they in New South Wales, are they in the Northern Territory? And therefore understanding how to utilize AdWords to allocate money and advertise in specific states. There's no point, if you know that your target market lives in Australian Capital Territory, you wouldn't want to advertise all over Australia because basically 90% of your budget would be wasted from people that are not really within your geographic area. Okay, so Google Keyword Tool. That's how it looks like. It basically is a tool that allows you again to come up with a list of keywords that can that you can utilize in your campaign to attract your target market. So just for example, in this case, I typed in drug abuse. Just make sure that the location and languages are the actual location that you want to target and the language spoken in that specific country. So in this case, be Australia and New Zealand. And once you hit the search button, what the tool does is gives you information about that specific keyword, drug abuse. How many people are searching locally in Australia for that keyword? How many people are searching globally, and how competitive that keyword is? Now, in this case, drug abuse, over 33,000 people on a monthly basis are searching for that keyword in Australia. And that keyword has a medium competition. I'll go into details as to what differentiate a high competitive keyword or a low competitive keyword or a medium competitive keyword. So the tool not only provides you with information about the searches happening for that specific keyword, drug abuse, it also provides you with a variety of other keywords related to your search term, so that you can target in your campaign to spread the audience and to spread your online exposure to make sure that you attract as many people as possible that are searching, in this case, for that specific topic. So we'll have teenage drug abuse in Australia, alcohol and drug abuse, so forth and so on. And even with those, in relation to those keywords, each and every keyword has information about the amount of searches happening locally, globally, and the amount of competition. Now, this is important. Well, for example, if I was in charge of an organization that would help teenagers getting away from drug abuse problems, I would want to know what information a person that abuses drugs types in Google. For example, that's one there, drug abuse help. What I would want to do with a keyword, okay, with drug abuse help, I know that there are 490 searches happening per month. So I know that at least people are going in there and typing the keyword and searching. I know that they need help. If the person types drugs abuse help, it's clear, right, that the person needs help with drug abuse. So what you can do then with that specific keyword is utilizing the next tool that I'm going to show you, Google Insights, to understand, okay, when people search for drug abuse, do they search for during the summertime, or do they search for more often during the winter time, and how is that related to possibly do people tend to abuse drugs during maybe when it's colder or when it's not? There's a lot of information and data that can be shared throughout this tool that can help you understanding how to effectively target your target market and how to spend your dollars in a way that are not wasted. Google Insights for search. So even in this case, if you utilize that tool, that's a free tool. Google Insights, just go on google.com/au, type Google Insights, you can access the tool itself. In this case, for example, I was interested to understand what were the search trends for the keyword drug use in Australia from 2004 to today. And these are the trends. It looks like for every year, people are searching for drug abuse within the first period of the year, so from January to March. So see how searches tend to spike every year at the beginning of each year. But on the other side, towards the end of the year, searches tend to go down for that keyword. So now, I'm not an expert in that specific topic, but this is great information because it will allow you to ask yourself more questions and understand, well, why do people search more during the beginning of the year and less during the end of the year? So these two tools themselves can be utilized to understand the trend of keyword searches for anything and any searches in any industries. It doesn't have to be within the product industry. It can be with they basically refer to keywords typed from consumer utilizing Google on a daily basis. Not only that, but what we can see is that the state that where people are more often inclined to look for drug abuse is Tasmania. And the one with the lower amount of searches is Victoria. Now, why is that? I'm not sure, but could it be that people living in Tasmania are more likely to abuse drugs, or maybe are more likely to search for information on how to, about drug abuse because they are more related? I'm not sure, I don't know. On the other side, why is Victoria the lowest one? Maybe people don't abuse drugs as much in Victoria. Can anyone see the benefits of the tool? Yeah. Now, also on top of that, the tool allows you to come up with other relevant searches. So it tells you, look, if you're looking for drug abuse, there are other top searches happening in this industry. One, for example, is alcohol abuse, drug and alcohol, drug abuse Australia, drug use. I've done a bit of research in the matter, and it looks like people that tend to abuse drugs tend to look for information related to alcohol abuse as well. So there's a bit of connection there. And also it tells you, well, there are rising searches. So these are searches that have been, the amount of these searches has been increasing a lot. So these are keywords that you could perhaps target in your pay-per-click campaign if you're interested down the track to expand your online exposure and expand the amount of people that are landing on your site, where you, for example, provide information about how to get rid of your drug problem, for example. Now, yeah, that's basically my last slide. It's just to summarize the Google Keyword Tool. Why is it important? The Google Keyword Tool, in any with any pay-per-click advertising strategy, keyword research and the keyword tool is the most important part. It's as important as market research is when you tend to start up a new company. It's very, very important. The right amount of keywords and the right quality of keywords will allow you to make sure that you spend your online marketing, pay-per-click advertising budget in this case, to target people that are really interested in what you do, and you're not wasting money in attracting a target market who is not really interested in the products and services that you offer. Google Insights for search. Well, first of all, it tells you when should you advertise your target market. If searches are spiking at the beginning of the year, you would want to focus your marketing investment during that period. There's no point in investing a lot of money in periods where people are not researching. And also, what Australia states you should advertise in. Now, this applies to every country in each world. Like, it depends, regardless of which country you want to advertise, you will be able to select a specific country and a specific language that you want to target in. But again, like in this case, it is very important to understand where your target market is located. Again, you wouldn't want to advertise, was it Victoria, for example? Victoria, that's the state where the lowest amount of people are searching for drug abuse, and have a limited budget. I would want to, the strategy could be targeting the states where most of the people live in. Or, for example, if I was already strong as an organization in all the states but not in Victoria, I would want specifically to target Victoria to make sure that I would help as an organization people in Victoria as well. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, well, we'll just we'll keep the presentations rolling along, and so then we'll have the Q&A aimed at the panel as a whole. So from Roberto to Robert, I should have got another name. You know?
Keep that low.
Thanks, Peter, for the invitation to speak today, and thanks for coming along. My name's Flaye. I head up the Research Department of Empowered Communications. Just to quickly summarise, Empowered is an existing panel of 504,000 unique members Australia-wide. We're part of a larger company called Digital Performance Group, which is an ASX-listed holding company.
So within that holding company, we also have a business called Gill Media, which is involved in the affiliate space, as well as search, like Roberto just covered off. And also in regards to conversion management, which is, looking at performance of your landing page and looking at multivariate testing and things like that, so effectiveness of websites. So what I'll cover off today, without launching straight into who Empowered is, I'll come back to that later, is I'll talk about some considerations in regards to using existing panels, as well as some considerations in recruiting your own panel, some pros and cons and some of the options out there. And I'll also cover off some case studies from some of our clients, and I'll also cover off, I guess, the future and I think the potential of social media and mobile. So just addressing, I guess, the main focus point today that Peter's listed, online advertising has a considerable potential for social researchers to engage in targeted and specialised recruitment for research activities. I guess we're a unique company in that we come from kind of both sides of the fence. We have our research offering in the existing panel, but we also offer, I guess, options and solutions in the marketing space for recruiting and building panels. So I definitely think there is growing potential for specialised recruitment. We've become a very digital savvy population. High penetration of ADSL and broadband, smartphones, one of the highest smartphone penetrations in the world now in Australia. You've obviously got the national broadband network coming in over the next kind of 3-4 years. So there's definitely increased targeting capabilities out there in terms of the different channels. One thing I thought I'd list, though, I guess it's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of fragmentation happening online. So there's people going online, but there's more and more options out there in terms of social media, things like Facebook, Twitter, there's daily deals sites. There's a lot of companies and websites competing for users' time. So whilst there's options out there to recruit, it also comes down to advertising effectiveness in the first place and recruiting that panel, and also engaging those panelists once you've got them on your panel, which sounds easy, but if you're doing ongoing activity, for certain demographics, it's not that easy. So this is some considerations in terms of what differentiates each panel from each other. So, sorry.
When you say panel, do you mean a panel for research, or do you mean
a panel for research? Yes, so research panels. So what we have is members that have opted in to receive survey invitations via email, EDM, and most panels out there will have some form of incentivisation for people becoming part of that panel. And most panels will offer pretty granular targeting in terms of demographic and socioeconomic filters and things like that. So I'll cover off some of those later if you like. Does the provider actually own the databases that they're selling? Essentially, there are providers out there or many providers that have their own panels. Sometimes a panel might not be able to deliver all of the sample themselves, though. So it is worth asking the question of: are you delivering this all from your panel, or are you outsourcing and going to other panels in the marketplace to achieve the sample? And the reason I mentioned that as a big point is the distinct characteristics of different panels. So it helps to have, kind of, I guess, uniformity or consistency in the data quality. So it's worth asking that question. We work with a number of other panels in the marketplace, sometimes to deliver one project. Data management. Does the publisher have a data management policy that includes refreshing membership? So I think it's a fair thing to say that you will have members that become, or panelists that become less active, and a panel should be flushing those people off their panel. If they're not active and they're not responding, then they should be removed. Also, if the email bounces, they should be removed. So there is a large element of maintaining your panel, if you like. Does the panel have enough scale in terms of consumer versus SME targeting? So obviously there's different considerations there. We're quite a large panel at Empowered. So, I mean, it's an efficient, I guess, buy if you come to us for survey completes, because we tend to be able to deliver all the survey completes you request, depending on the incidence rate. But you know, as I mentioned before, there's consistency of data, keeping to just one or possibly two panels. By the time you have to go to 5 or 6 panels, it starts to get a little bit tricky. There's also considerations in terms of, are you getting a respondent who's on more than one panel? So you need to start looking at IP duplication, whether the person resides on more than one panel. This sounds like a basic one, but when you're building your panel, have you got whitelisted with the internet service providers? So some people build panels, and I've seen quite big companies out there doing advertising campaigns where the email goes straight to junk. So you really need to work with some of the providers to get that right, and that is something that some people miss. Social media integration, I mean, it's been mentioned today already. A focus for us, we've launched a Facebook page for What Do You Think, which is one of our websites. It's a fundamental part of our strategy moving forward. And it's another way of engaging with your end audience. Looking at how the panel you use, how they recruit. Do they recruit via affiliate networks? Do they use search engine marketing and optimization? And do they do it in a way that ensures the data is representative? So looking at kind of where the members, how they fall out in terms of region, gender. Most panels are female skewed. Also looking at socioeconomic groups, if it's representative there as well. And it's also worth just word of mouth, asking some people you know in the industry, getting referrals or testimonials from clients out there in regards to the panel that you're considering using. Some more considerations. Cost. It's become more and more, I think, expensive to build panels these days. We've been in the marketplace for about 10 years, and we've seen that there's a saturation. There's lots of people out there building panels. There's a full range of panels out there. So it's a consideration when you're out there, if you're trying to build a panel, that what's in it for the end user joining your specific panel, if they're already part of the panel, and there's a lot of competitiveness out there. Advertising effectiveness, we obviously look very closely at what we do in terms of email subject lines and the email invitation. The Gill Group media side of our business, as I said before, does look at things like conversion management, looking at the effectiveness of landing pages. I think with email we found that many members are they're very time poor. If you don't get your message across quickly, you will lose them. So looking at making sure that the content of the email is above the fold, making sure that it's very clear what the survey invitation is about, or what the advertising email might be about if you're trying to recruit for a panel. River sampling. Some research clients out there, just to explain what river sampling is, they're using, I guess, display advertising to supplement the existing panel they have. So they're building, I guess, short-term panels via various different display websites. My personal opinion on that is it's good for mass audience and high incidence rate, shorter length surveys and those kind of projects, but it's hard to control the quality of the database because you are taking it from so many different sources. Recruiting offline. I think the debate here is often the quality is considered better recruiting offline, but it doesn't necessarily mean the person will be active online. So you might recruit them onto your panel and then find they're just really just not responding. So just covering off empowered communications. So we have a research panel, as I mentioned, of 504,000 Australian members. We're one of the largest and most representative panels in Australia. We've been around since 2001, so essentially it's an online permission marketing and media network. We have two panels panels, if you like, a media panel where we send advertising EDM, and we also have a research panel where people opt in to receive survey invites. Our panel is aggregated from 5 different websites, and that is a unique value proposition. Many panels, they source from just 1 or 2 websites. The reason we've done it with 5 is each website caters to a unique demographic. For example, what do you think one of our websites is more female, white-collar audience? We have an I Donate site, which is more around benevolence, so it's people can accumulate points to donate to their favourite charity. And so each website, appeals to a specific demographic, and also each website has a different incentive to the end user. We work with most of the large, 20 or 30 of the largest research companies in Australia, and we also work with them on a global basis. We run a number of brand trackers. Another thing that we specialise in